once again, ladies and gentlemen, can we talk about Gem and the Holograms? Specifically, songs from Gem and the Holograms, one of the cornerstones of Gem. As here, Kristen, we celebrate 100th episodes.
I meant to bring in my rap air horn, but I actually forgot. Damn it!
100th episodes of the Can We Talk About podcast.
Perfect.
We are going to give you a definitive ranking to celebrate of 50-ish songs.
We were trying to figure out what is so boring that people won't listen to it. And we think we found a happy medium here, so if you're gonna listen to this, thank you and sorry.
I have a Google Doc ranking every song in Gem. My name is Joe.
There are some songs that I just plumb don't remember. I'm Kristen.
And Kristen, Gem and the Holograms is no longer on Netflix.
Since when?
I looked, I checked, not there.
That's the saddest thing I've heard all day.
But, of course, you could pick up Gem and the Holograms, complete box set, truly outrageous, all that fun from Shout Factory.
Yeah.
Been a while since we've given that shout out, no pun intended. So Kristen,
whatever.
as we look back on 100 years of the Can We Talk About podcast.
Yeah, 100 years. That's true. It really feels that long, doesn't it?
Is there anything specific you want to bring up potentially in terms of great podcast memories? Things that, like, I listened to the Scandal episode today from a good long while ago, and there are things from that episode that just kind of worm their way, like, you know, why do I remember this verbiage and things like that?
Here's the thing, Joe. We're real funny.
We are.
And I firmly believe that. Funny girl TM. I'm not shy about it. It's like I got brainworms, but from my own content, which is fun. That's really interesting to experience. I remember I was going back in the CWTA Twitter timeline, and I think I saw retweeted on there one of your tweets that said, Fritos isn't free, Kristen. And my response to that, which was, I don't even remember saying that. So just stuff like that is fun to have in my noggin.
Little things that just, you know, pop up out of nowhere that you're just like, oh wait, I said that? That's hilarious.
Yeah. Once again, I've mentioned this before, and I still think it's the greatest thing ever. My sense of humor is my exact sense of humor. So when I hear old things I said but forgot I said, I'm like, that chick is hilarious.
That's very Kristen.
That's fantastic. I love it. And just because some more Gem stuff has been coming up on my timeline and everything, I want to give a shout out to the Gem Season 4 Twitter, who has been a delight to talk to.
Yes.
Making stuff up, going back and forth, talking about shitting so hard you die from coffee.
Oh, right. Wait a minute. Like, what? Like, oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's a thing we came up with.
That was us. We did that. So, you know, good stuff.
Well, then I think, Kristen, it would be a good idea to just play the theme song before we start here. One last, for good measure.
Ouch, the actual last time.
So, Kristen, there was a nice little February night where I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Here we go. I'm going to put in the work.
You like making lists.
I like making lists. Top 10s.
If you got free time and that's how you want to spend it, God, go for it, Joe.
VH1's most awesome, 40 most awesomely bad music.
You got VH1 brainworms. That's it.
Influenced me quite a bit in my time. So I decided
so much.
This was a list that I put together back in February, like I said.
We knew we wanted to talk about Gem songs eventually.
Yes. And so I went through my system I listened to every song. I rated it out of 10.
Very scientific.
Very scientific.
Way more scientific than the way I did it.
Once I had all of the songs listed, I ranked those songs that were ranked, say, 2 or 3. From there, you know, so all 151 songs were ranked.
See, the main reason, and I would like to say that I couldn't accomplish something like this, is because, once again, it would require me to know what the songs sound like. And there is just not enough room in my brain for stuff like that. I remember more of these than I thought I would, so I'm very proud of myself.
Kristen, I just listen to the Gem songs in my free time.
I know you do.
So that's what I...
They're not on Spotify, so I can't.
I just pull up the YouTube playlist.
We're not sponsored by Spotify, but we could be.
Well, we could be. Before we start, because again,
yeah,
doing top 50, because 151 songs, ranking all of them would be a nightmare. it must be a nightmare.
We have some fun, like, subcategories.
I'm just gonna bring up some songs outside of the top 50 that I think are worth mentioning. First off, Kristen, you know me. You know I am not a fan of Welcome to the Jungle.
Yep. You know me. I am.
Again, 151 songs. You may be surprised to learn that it is only, Kristen, number 138.
Wow. I think that says a lot about the quality of the worst gem songs.
How bad the bad ones are.
Once again, I love Welcome to the Jungle because I love the image of Pizzazz killing and eating someone. Because it's definitely happened. But I understand it's not a great song.
No, yeah. It's got a lot of imagery in Pizzazz killing and eating someone.
Yeah.
Works perfectly for both Starbright Part 3,
Jungle Billionaire Pizzazz.
Starbright, and Aztec Enchantment, the 2 episodes that it is featured in, which also clash smacking a camera, I remember.
Yes, that was a weirdly detailed piece of animation that did not fit really at all. Also, the Misfits tied the holograms to stakes in that video.
Yes, in the Aztec Enchantment one that I used for the episode image, I believe?
Yes, yeah, I believe so, because how is that not the funniest thing?
How is that not
How
the
is that
best?
allowed to be in a children's cartoon? In my mind, I'm like, yeah, they were crucified, and it wasn't that extreme. Do you want to hear one of my favorites?
Oh, please.
So, I went with your top 50 to find a few that should get shout-outs. And you know what, Joe? It deserves it now.
Mm-hmm.
After making fun of it so much. Set Your Sails.
Did Set Your Sails not reach the top 50 in my thing?
I didn't see it there.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look over the list.
I tried to double check it, so if we find it later, that's your fault.
Alright, fair enough.
It is a lot better than my first impression of it was in Island of Deception.
It's also a lot better than Love's Not Easy.
It is! Which is too bad, because I love Renaissance Woman. Just throw the boat song back in there. We're already doing things that don't make sense. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Let's just have dancing on a stage talking about boats.
Have her dressed like a boat. Who cares?
Kristen, another song that is worth mentioning, I believe. A classic song of the Misfits. One you might, it's one of their first songs. I believe it's in Disaster. Making Mischief. Sucks. I don't like it. 124th on the list. Bad. Not great.
Let me review this list here really quick. Because when I saw Making Mischief there, it made me think, wait a minute, what about that other early Misfits song? Where are you? What is it called?
Winning is Everything?
No, the first episode one.
Winning is Everything. Out of My Way.
Out of My Way! That was it. Where's Out of My Way? Out of My Way is not in your top 50, Joe.
I will note, though, that in the notes, probably should have noted previously, in the notes of this episode when it goes up, it will include the Google document that has all of them here, and you get to hear the sweet sounds of my clicking mouse.
There you go.
As I open up the entire document.
Just like the
here.
early days of the podcast when we Googled things. 58, so it was close, but yeah, Making Mischief, I feel like Out of My Way is just the better version of that.
Yeah. Set Your Sails, 63, by the way.
I was hoping for 69, but it's okay.
69 on this list, Running Like the Wind.
Interesting.
Running Like the Wind, not terrible. Again, it's in the top half of songs, so...
I don't remember that one.
That's the one from the Music Awards Part 2, yes, where it's Deirdre and
right.
the Jets / the Sharks running away from the cops.
That's why I don't remember. So speaking of the Misfits, I have another shout out to them. Surprise, surprise. Purely for its petty energy.
Surprise, surprise. We're keeping things really close to each other, Kristen. 65 on
there
this
we go.
list.
Hell yeah. I really feel it's quintessential Misfits, and speaking of things I remember, me describing it as the opposite version of It's Fun to Be Scared, where it's a snake in a can of peanuts. That has stuck with me as like, yes, I was right. That's how you describe that.
Well, Kristen, we've talked about 65. We've talked about 63.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly, one of the ones that I also wanted to bring up. 64 on this list from Rock and Roll Express. I'm Taking a Train, which I know you hate.
I don't hate it. I don't understand why the fuck you like it so much.
It's the same quality as It's Fun to Be Scared, where...
I don't agree with that.
Where it's incredibly stupid, but also a decent song.
It is incredibly stupid. Again, we have our whatever horrible thing happened in our childhoods that made our sense of humor slightly different, where we have different definitions of this is bad, therefore it's good, on the weirdest things.
So it's weird because you're like that with Welcome to the Jungle, and I'm like that with I'm Taking a Train.
We're going to talk about this later a little bit, and I don't want to belabor the point, because it's already been said. I am also like that with Take a Hike, Jack.
Yes.
Jack, Take a Hike.
Also true.
So that stuff is just coming from everywhere. As far as stupid songs, speaking of coming, I'm coming from behind. And my note that I heard here was, let's just say it, what the fuck was that whole episode?
Intricate the Indy 500 is a weird episode where Roger Slifer writes important episodes of Gem, Kristen, and then he wrote Intricate the Indy 500.
Right, a jobber episode. Do you think he was mad when he was writing it? Like,
why the fuck?
I'm better than this. Maybe that's why he wrote it bad on purpose.
I'm gonna make her win the Indy 500 and piss everybody off.
Though, I guess imagery-wise, that was still early enough in the series where we got, like, some concert footage, and Jem just using that opportunity to dunk on Eric in person. Might as well, right?
You gotta, sometimes, I guess. And, like, Gripper was in that episode. Intricate the Indy 500 was such a weird episode.
Oh, we had a pun trophy in that episode. Ah.
I want to go back real quick, Kristen, because I skipped one of the ones that I wanted to go over.
Oh, I'm paying attention, don't worry.
A song that was surprising, I think, a song much like Renaissance Woman, where I remember...
An episode, do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying, Yumi and Madeline watching Renaissance Woman in the basement, I was just like, what the fuck is happening with this episode?
Yeah.
Dreading it, rewatching it, not that bad.
It was kind of fun.
Pretty fun.
Weird, Joe. Dance was the worst part of that episode.
You don't say.
I know, crazy.
Early in the episodes, when me just vehemently being against, I don't want to play the Shangri-La song. Number 74 on this list, just edging out in the top 50. Shangri-La from Journey to Shangri-La.
I mean, it's melodic.
It's a lot better than the other songs in the episode. Well, it's a lot better...
Journey to Shangri-La was also much better than Middle of Nowhere.
Yes.
That's just true.
The fact that the two episodes are so close to each other makes me so mad.
Oh yeah, that was someone really, really messed up there. I have another, I guess this would be kind of like a foreign country sleeper hit, even though Alaska's in the United States. Queen of Rock and Roll, I want to give a shout out to. The Misfits were ready to whip this one out, and I appreciate a hustle like that.
That's another, like, The Princess and the Singer is, like, why are they doing a Prince and the Pauper plot?
It's just dumb enough that I'm like, how did this happen? Why? Who had this idea? That was a co-written Christy Marks episode, wasn't it?
I believe, Christy Marks and Ellen Guan.
Yeah. Jeez. But, we stan a Kimber legend.
Of course.
So.
And the entire country of Morvania.
Yeah, they do too.
And finally, I may as well just put in here number 51 before we kick things off proper, even though technically we're kicking things off proper if we're starting at 51.
I have more stuff to input after this, so thanks, Joe.
There we go. Perfect. I Can See Me by Ashley.
Here's the thing, Joe. Is Ashley the best orphan?
Ooh. I want to say... We made so many jokes. Bonnie and Ashley are definitely top two and could be interchangeable.
Yes.
Because Ashley was the one we hooked onto first.
We dunked on her a lot.
And softened on her because she very quickly moved out of the role of Ashley being a bitch to Ashley being the cheat.
Yes.
So.
And then Deirdre was the bitch, so she was easier to make jokes about.
And Bonnie's evolution from blind child to a child detective.
Yeah, hard-boiled detective with several vices that are really just getting in the way of her career and her relationship with her wife.
Her song is better than A Father Should Be. I'll say that.
I was looking at this and I was like, oh, what other, weird interstitial orphan songs could I think of that would be worth mentioning? And honestly, it's just I Can See Me.
Yeah, unless we want to talk about...
Well, here we go.
Yes.
My last two songs I want to mention are Alone Again and A Father Should Be. What I have here is, how Jem gonna tackle topics like this and be in a universe where time travel exists? Mozart was hot, and Shangri-La is real, but the holograms decide they'd rather pass on immortality. It just feels like tonal whiplash to me.
That just seems like Jem in general, Kristen. Again, we're going from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's what I like about it so much.
Well then, I think, Kristen, let's get right into the top Fiafti.
Joe, I have 3 different types of awards that I gave songs on this list.
Oh!
Yes, so I'm gonna get into them as we go, but one of them is Kristen's IDRHTSGAA award.
I don't remember what the fuck this song is award.
I don't remember how the song goes at all award. And I have 2 other things that I can chime in with that don't really need to be explained here.
If you like, I could give you an example of what they sound like as we reach them.
Joe's karaoke moment.
Hell yeah!
Alright.
Number 50, Kristen. This is... I don't remember if it was actually in the top 50 or if I put it here just because
it deserves it.
Just because it deserves it. Because this is what started it all. We've mentioned before audio that will never be released because it's so bad of the proof of concept, essentially, of
Basically,
the podcast, where we talk about We're the Misfits in Hawaii.
Just picking apart that whole video.
From Hot Time in Hawaii.
Hot Time in Hawaii is another, in retrospect, man, what a good episode.
Late season 1 has so many episodes that you look back and you're like, what?
What was going on there? It got very goofy.
Hot Time in Hawaii, especially here, the last of the Ode to Zipper, the Zipper swan song, as it were.
I mean, he never died in our hearts. That is just a fact.
Technically, he did not die. He went to Hawaii jail.
It's probably a pretty nice jail.
Somebody went book him, Dano, and he got booked.
He got booked very hard, and the Misfits were like, okay, see ya.
But We're the Misfits in Hawaii is a very unique song, just in structure, in... It's not really a Misfits song. It's the Misfits...
It's just kind of narrative.
Kind of, yeah. It's the Misfits...
Misfits talking about all the things they don't like about being in Hawaii.
It's the weird, out-of-place song in a musical, sort of.
Yeah, and I love that. I feel like it doesn't properly fit into that, like, this is annoying because of how specific and explainy it is, even though it is so specific and explainy.
Kristen, what was that weird, like, Italian-y song in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with all the brothers?
Oh man, it's the one that comes after the one that sounds like a song from a cowboy movie.
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor
There's one more angel in heaven.
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is just all of that. It's just all these songs that you're like, am I watching the same fucking thing right now?
It's, a gamut of emotions. And tones. And genres.
And Donny Osmond.
I need to watch that again. It's been a while.
We're the Misfits in Hawaii feels like that to me.
I like that. I like that approach. And yeah, because I would say pretty much nothing else in Gem ever sounds like it, too.
No. So, gotta be number 50 on the list. Number 49 from the Jazz Player. Trap, 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 trap.
Baby, you're trapped.
Baby, you're trapped.
So, I'm wondering how many songs you put on this list.
That are the Misfits?
No, that had... specifically that had saxophone in them.
Oh,
Because I love Trapped. Trapped is great.
Yes.
Most of the saxophone was mishandled, let's say.
Not great. I forget where Free and Easy is on here, if it is in the top 50.
I don't think it is, because I was thinking about doing a shout out to that one and went, nah.
But as far as... I know I Like Your Style is not in the top 50.
Yep.
Because
let's be honest, we don't like Jetta's style very much.
No, I like her... I don't like her bird hair, actually. No, I like doing a bad accent of her. That's nowhere near what her actual voice sounds like.
Yeah, absolutely. We like showing how much we watched Monty Python when we were little.
Exactly. I like... Trapped is essential. I just like, as well, the idea of Pizzazz trapping Kimber in a baseball stadium.
Yeah! It's a very realistic problem, isn't it?
And not only just trapping Kimber in a baseball stadium, but rubbing it in her face by playing a music video on the Jumbotron and having the lights fucking flying all over.
This shit is why Pizzazz is my favorite character. No one reaches this level of fuck it, why not?
Pettiness, even.
Get out. I don't care. Me Pizzazz.
Trapped was, I believe... Was it the number 1 song of season 2 for you in the...
I can't remember.
Jim Tachyber?
You don't warn me that you're going to bring shit like this up.
We have a history, Kristen.
And I'm supposed to just know what I thought before?
I'm going to bring up things where it's just like, I know I said this song was great, but in retrospect, a lot of other songs from that season are way better.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. I don't care if there's any consistency to my opinions.
Perfect.
If someone else remembers better than I do, that's their problem.
Let's move on to a song that I know you love. 48.
I have a warning for you here, Joe. This is the... Joe, how is this not in your fucking top 10?
Starbright Part 1 has possibly the best selection of songs among the Gem episodes.
I think we said before, isn't it so sad how Starbright was really good? Because after that it was like, oh no. What happened here?
Jealousy is a good song.
Some might say, good enough to be in the top 10.
In your opinion.
In my opinion.
Now, here's another thing, Kristen. I believe that starting from about 45 on this list, everything is ranked 8 or higher. So
we're a fan of most of these.
So that's the thing. Jealousy here can very easily, on a good day, move up to 29 or something on the list, you know?
Yeah, you know what I think I like so much about Jealousy? It was the first of the Gem and Rio and Jericho bullshit, so it wasn't tired by then.
I mean, it wasn't the first, because there's another song in Starbright Part 1 that is much higher on the list, spoiler alert.
Is it Who Is He Kissing?
Yes.
Probably, yeah. It was the first episode where that stuff was happening. Yes. And, you know, fucking Rio got to have his jealous stuff going on with Nick Mann in this song, too.
There were so many things in Starbright Part 1, like the script passing through the Jericho hologram and things like that.
They stopped doing stuff like that. And it's sad.
Christy Marks, I think, realized that it's just like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, no, that's way too much. The Swapperoonies got a little bit less involved with physical objects after a while.
Much like Marv Wolfman in Broadway Magic, where a segment ends with Rio going, Jericho, are you Jem? Like somebody took Marv Wolfman aside. Look, stop. You can't do that.
Absolutely not. I want to give another shout out just because of that really quick. One of the Gem Season 4 posts I liked a lot recently was Rapture's at a party just points to Jericho randomly and claims that she's Gem. And everyone has a meltdown because they're like, oh my god, she is psychic. But she's just like, what?
just Rapture on her bullshit.
Yep, exactly. But we're not going to get to talk about Rapture a lot in this.
I mean, I like the Stingers a lot more than you do, I think.
I still like the Stingers.
At least musically, I do.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I don't like Riot is the thing.
Mm-hmm. Jealousy, though, very good song, obviously. I like the way that it plays out in the music video, where it doesn't really make it... Jealousy looks like a music video, but it's in a movie. So.
Yes! I would be interested to go back and hear it, because we had a point where we stopped caring as much whether or not videos were happening in reality.
Yes.
I wonder, and I feel like we definitely got too hung up on that a little bit in the early podcast, because it's a cartoon, who cares?
Kristen, you could tell we have been beaten down by this series when so many, like when things happen in Transformers now, and our default answer is just, it's a cartoon.
And also, we don't have time for this.
Yes.
Do you want to go on to 47 now?
From In Stitches, which also I think might be I forget if all 3 In Stitches songs show up in the top 50, but...
You're a fan of In Stitches.
All 3 songs in In Stitches are great, and Designing Woman by the Misfits is number 47 on this list, which features one of the better music videos as well.
I think that's my favorite approach to, well, I mean, we say glamour and glitter, fashion and fame, so let's put some episodes about fashion in here. Designing Woman, Pizzazz just tears up that shoe store. It's a wonderful music video, and I believe that I sent you a screen cap once too. There's a wonderful shot of both Roxy and Stormer just doing the general Roxy and Stormer things. And Stormer's like caught in a ladder. Help! Not to mention fun things like a ladder being moved along the top of a shoe bookcase or whatever, and Pizzazz in heels just full on, like not even like little like little piddly kicks, like full on fucking Broadway kicks,
free kick punts to all of these fucking boxes
Rocket
of shoes.
Kicks to really get some distance.
Just it's so good.
I appreciate this. It feels like the most thought Pizzazz has put into. Listen, this is how I'm the best at this. And also, fuck you specifically, Shayna. Also, as well, a lovely GIF from this song, I believe, is the main GIF on my Steam profile of the shot of Pizzazz grabbing Jem by the lapels, who is not in the shoe store before this moment, and thrusting her out of frame. I wonder if Shayna just looks like Jem to Pizzazz. She was like, you! Everybody looks like the same holograms. Tormented by images of Jem. Number 46, Kristen, from Trick or Tech Rat. Trick or Tech Rat's a good episode. It's fun to be scared. I fucking love It's Fun to Be Scared, Kristen. You know what? I think you like It's Fun to Be Scared the same way that we both like Misfits in Hawaii. It's almost the same thing where it's just the concept of the song is so fucking stupid. And the things happening in the video. Again, we talk about the lyrics in it. A creaky door means fun galore, Kristen. Those aren't lyrics. These are just statements. A witch's brew can do it to you? What the fuck? This is where you go like, oh yeah, this was for children, because children, like, those words are going in their ears and falling right out. It's very much like one of those weird, like, automatically generated children's song videos you might find on YouTube. that are one of those things where, Kristen, I'm gonna lay some conspiracy on you real quick. The algorithms, Joe. Kristen, you know number stations, right? Yes. I think these YouTube videos are modern number stations. Something weird is happening in these videos that are fucking... Something weirder than just that Elsa's giving birth and Spider-Man is delivering the baby. It's a message to some guy. It's how drugs are being sold in some country. Lake Tahoe somewhere in his basement. Rather than with a shortwave radio and a one-time pad, he's watching this video and it's just like, got it, cool, strengthen my friendship with Tom.
Gotcha.
And eventually there's just a little bit of a flash of gore in the middle of it for good measure.
What were we talking about?
It's really fun to be scared. Don't let your children go on YouTube unsupervised.
It's fun
please.
please. It's fun to be scared of things like covert operations.
The algorithm
being performed through YouTube videos.
Do not let your kids use YouTube unsupervised.
Number 45, Kristen, from Riot's Hope.
I feel like I didn't put this on here for some reason. I must think I vaguely remember what Let Me Be sounds like.
Let me be. Let me be the man I'm meant to be.
Yeah, that shit.
Let me be. Though I may not suit you perfectly. Set me free and all that. To follow my own star. We are who we are.
Yeah, of course.
There are, Kristen, I'm going to, after just going off on a tangent about weird conspiracy bullshit.
Perfect.
That was half serious.
Yes.
That was 60% serious. There are, I'm going to say a good 5 songs from Gem that I listen to that will make me cry.
Get you right there.
I will, if I'm sitting at my computer and it is on and my headphones are on, I'm going to be like, I can't listen to this song right now because I'm going to cry.
That means Gem's inside you, Joe.
That means Gem's inside me. Let me be as well.
Or I guess Riot's inside you.
Oh no. Like all the other stingers.
Like everyone else.
Except Regine, Kristen.
She has boundaries.
There's that shot of Riot just like walking in the fog and he's a kid and then he's in his army uniform and then he's normal and it's just like, oh my god, Riot had such a hard life.
Oh my god, his hair got so long.
His hair got so big.
Joe, this is barely related. But did you see today? Ash Ketchum won the Pokemon League.
I did. Ash won the...
Ash had a really hard life too. This perpetual 10-year-old.
But I like the jokes that Ash rolled up on a fucking nowhere islands that are hosting their first Pokemon League. And
I win!
Ash has been through some bullshit, Kristen.
Did you just call him ass?
He is an ass, but he's been through some bullshit.
Yo, Joe, I've seen those first couple of episodes of Pokemon. He got electrocuted a lot.
I'm talking about in the leagues, Kristen.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Riot, and I just
No.
misinterpreted it.
No, I'm going off in another direction here, where Ash had to deal with some motherfucker with a fucking Darkrai and a Latios in a Pokemon League? That's bullshit!
I don't know what that means!
He let his fucking Greninja in the rain, Kristen! This Greninja could not take a fucking blast burn from a Mega Charizard X! What the fuck?
I saw someone posting about a league match where a Pelipper had a bunch of other Pokemon in its mouth and they were all named Pelipper, so they kept being able to use elemental attacks.
Fuck it.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
Number 44. Also by the Stingers here. From that old Houdini Magic, the Gina Bakar special.
Yes.
Mind Games.
Oops, I was just about to say, I think that's the only good part of that episode.
Oh no!
No! Rapture's great in that episode.
Kristen, that old Houdini Magic is a great episode, at least of our podcast.
It was a fun one.
Mind Games has a great music video to go along with it as well, where you get a lot of nice costumes of people dressed as magicians.
Yep.
And the weird fucking pyramid bullshit going on, and
Riot's a hypnotist.
And Riot could potentially be a hypnotist, even though we looked over the Gem Bible after getting a real version of it.
Yeah!
And Christy Mark says specifically there, he's just a very charismatic person, he is not a hypnotist.
And you know why that is? Because there's a script in there where he definitely is a hypnotist. And they were like, we're not fucking making this. So charismatic.
Number 42, Kristen.
Yeah.
The only song... Did I skip a... I went from 44 to 42 on
Yes,
this
you
list.
did.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Either way, whatever. So number 42 here, Kristen, the numbers apparently got a little fucky. And...
So, Mind Games was 43. Just count backwards.
Whatever. I'm Gonna Change by Roxay. From Roxay Rombaye.
Another Gina Bakar.
Oh my god, 2 Gina Bakars in a row.
Ooh.
I can forgive the song just being the voice of pizzazz in the song.
Yeah, why not?
Because I'm Gonna Change is a fun song. I like it.
It is. It's interesting to kind of go back and look at what other extra characters got songs, because it's like Orphan songs, Roxy, Kimber Ann Stormer, Laura,
Jackie Benton.
That's
like, it, I think.
Here's a weird question, Joe. What about Ahhh?
Kristen, what about Ahhh has become you'll see it in the picture for the episode that I used of just using the art of Ahhh and the reference to Half a Brain, where Ahhh is, as much as we love Kimber, as much as we love Pizzazz, so much is just like, what about Ahhh?
I'm just offended on Ahhh's behalf, and that makes me like her more, because I feel like I need to advocate for Ahhh.
Yes, I agree that she deserves...
We're Ahh's patient advocates.
Better than what she got in the series.
Absolutely. And I'm not mad that Shayna got episodes, because I love Shayna, too.
I'm
a little mad Kimber got so many episodes.
I'm not saying take away episodes from other characters. I'm saying, hey...
Make more pie! Give out slices to everyone.
Exactly.
That's never got an episode either.
Father's Day was the closest we got, and that was a Kimber episode.
I know!
Number 41, Kristen, from Broadway Magic. Broadway Magic.
This is another one that I don't really get what you see in it, but, you know.
I like Broadway Magic. Broadway Magic has good songs in it, too. I feel like, Can't Get My Love Together is a little later on in this list. Time Is Running Out might be. I forget. If we're going, like, all three of those songs I'm big fans of.
Joe?
Yes.
Here's the tea. This episode was fucking stupid.
Oh, it was.
You know what this started with? Sandy hot dogs. And someone asking Rio if he still likes his girlfriend.
And Stormer typing a letter in cursive font.
And a hang glider convention.
And Jem pulling off her face like it's a Mission Impossible movie. Who is she anyways? The first one in this episode, right?
Oh, I guess it is.
Right? Think so.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
That's before they get to New York.
More pulling off faces.
Yeah.
Which you were really icked out by.
I wasn't a fan of that.
Kristen, number 40. Something is Missing in My Life from Adventure in China / Father's Day.
Okay. I want to hear your reasoning on this.
On a bus or walking down the street.
No! That's not a reason!
I feel lonely, lost, and incomplete. It's a powerful song. That's why I like it. It's
because you have a lot of feelings about earrings, right, John?
Oh my god, Kristen, I can't tell you
how many times
how many times I think about the idea of Eric Raymond making real ruby earrings for the Gemstar earrings that bent like fucking tinfoil.
We have said in retrospect multiple times, even talking to Madeline, who was on Adventure in China, we think Adventure in China still might be the peak of like, what the fuck is going on with Gem?
10 episodes.
It did not take them long. They really got nuts with it.
But it's definitely better in Father's Day, the way that it is applied.
Weird! Giving it emotional weight makes it better? That's crazy.
Oh my god, you mean that when it's not about earrings, it's better?
I don't believe you. Those earrings are Jericho's mom. So for 39...
Yes.
Joe, I have another one for you.
Okay.
Why isn't this in your top 10? Take It or Leave It by the Stingers.
Take It or Leave It's a very good song, and it's one of my favorites music video-wise.
We get this song twice, in 2 different contexts.
I know. It's that, like, I know that I talked it up a lot in Season 3 because of that, because I like the fact that Take It or Leave It in the first context is the Stingers being assholes, and the other one, Riot being, again, same thing.
Daddy, why?
Riot's hope of, let me be me. Let me be the man I'm meant to be.
Except Take It or Leave It is funky.
Take It or Leave It is funky, and also includes things like Riot crushing sunglasses in his hand, and Rapture's awesome fucking black and yellow wing sunglasses that change colors in the middle of a shot.
I guess this is also the point where you're like, at Riot's hope, and Minx and Rapture really haven't changed at all.
No.
And you're just like, nice. I love it.
Also, just general, like, imagery in that music video itself of where we had talked about in things like the talent search of things that happened in the episode before being retread in the music video.
What if they happened but like this?
Like, instead of Chrissy just being like, what the fuck? She's like, Ugh!
I think part of me is just a very big fan of anything that has to do with the Stingers hit town because of things like mixing that Americans have no culture.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah, she's not wrong.
Next, Kristen.
Both American chinos are assholes.
Next, Kristen, number 38 here. A surprise, I think. This is a song that I derided in the Intrigue at the Indy 500 episode.
Yeah, I agree with your old assessment. I think it's kind of annoying.
Back in Shape from Intrigue at the Indy 500.
Really, an 8 or above?
8 or above. I gotta say, it is one of those songs that I'm in this cold February night. It hit me the right way when I listened to it, and I was like, this is actually a good song.
You saw Synergy do that cool flip and then just fade out.
Exactly, and do a lot of like...
Weird. You know what this song could have been? Something Ahhh did.
An Ahhh song, yeah. It's everybody put the car together, but Ahhh was... I don't remember, like, thinking of the shots that happened in the music video. I remember things like Shayna spreading, like, paint across something.
Do you, incorrectly remember Ahhh standing in the background like, I mean, I could do it, but no one asked me.
I don't remember Ahhh doing anything in particular in the music video, but just, like, it's fun. It's a fun song. I like it.
They didn't decide any of her character traits at that point, unfortunately.
Apparently not. Even though by the time we get to, well, I was going to say Out of the Past is a long ways away, so not surprising.
And then, number 37, you have The Real Me from One Gem Too Many.
Correct.
That's another one I'm going to say real good episode. This song, I knew I liked it when we recorded the episode. Upon, like, re-listening, I'm like,
I think it's nice. There's a lot of things in the things from the music video that will stick with me that I like from Real Me. There's a nice shot, like, right at the beginning of panning across, just basically Gem is in the center frame, but it kind of pans across the stage as she's just dancing around. And I was like, that looks really nice.
It looks like competent filmmaking.
Cinematography.
Yeah, like, they sometimes get it right, and then sometimes their studio, I assume in Korea, is just like, we don't care. And
she flips her big hair somehow, even though it's only a hologram. Let's not think about it.
Joe Synergy is the most advanced computer in the world. She makes my hair flip.
But yeah, Real Me is just, in general, it's a song that I think is... It's a song that sounds like a song.
Yes, I agree with that. And it fits the tone message of the episode relatively well without being taking a train and Clash stole my identity, taking a train, but I'm the real Gem.
Yes. It hits, it's a song that seems like it would be something that they would play at a concert that also isn't I Believe in Happy Endings.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about I Believe in Happy Endings. I don't think that's anywhere around here.
No, I don't think so. Because it seems like a lot of their songs that they play at concerts are preachy and terrible. or
hey, read a fucking book, you nerd!
Or romantic.
Yeah, weird. So that's why you go to a Misfits show. Not only are you getting a fist to the face. From Pizzazz personally.
Sweet, she'll jump in the...
That's the VIP package, baby.
She'll jump right in the mosh pit with you.
Uh-huh. She doesn't realize it's a mosh pit. She just, like, literally wants to fight her. And she's like, absolutely.
Get in line, motherfucker.
You get a variety with the Misfits.
Next, Kristen from the Music Awards Part 2, as well as Journey to Shangri-La. You ought to see The View from Here, which...
So you want to talk about a good implementation of hang gliders. Here you go.
You talk about You Ought to See The View from Here.
Absolutely.
Where, Kristen, looking back, though, in the Music Awards Part 2, it is such a mixed bag animation-wise, especially in this music video here, where there are points of the Misfits looking like they're animated at fucking 4 frames a second.
I was going to say it's really hard to animate them on hang gliders, but actually it's not.
As it turns out.
I know now from watching Transformers fly by stretching their arms out in front of them, you just gotta slide them up and down, baby.
It could be way worse. Yeah, it could be More Than Meets the Eye Part 3.
You Want to See The View from Here is good. It definitely really helps Journey to Shangri-La.
Yeah. Journey to Shangri-La is an episode that kind of starts...
it's very mountain-shaped.
Middling...
On the good graph.
I don't like the whole fucking Yeti thing that happens in the music video.
I don't like the weird colonialist man who steals music.
That too! Where he tells the fun story about, like, oh, they're not going to go on the burial ground.
Let's go to Shangri-La and take their music.
It's the 1930s. I'm going to steal cultural artifacts because they belong in a museum and not with the people.
Of course.
Leave the people their shit!
We were watching some Discovery Channel show in a hotel, because that's what you do at a hotel.
Of course.
Me and my friends. And there was some kind of baggage battle thing that is just like Storage Wars.
Okay.
Except they were going to different countries and buying off auctions of things. And they're like, yes, this Zulu mask, it's very sacred from this tribe. The women would wear them for this type of ceremony on the full moon. Do you think I could put this on? Is that okay? Can I try it on real quick before I go back to Long Island to sell it? From where I bought it in South Africa? People still be doing stuff like this. Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
So, Journey to Shangri-La didn't have it wrong, I guess.
If they were still doing that in the 80s, who knew that it was still going on today?
And Joe, for number 35 here...
Yes.
Kristen doesn't remember how Putting It All Together goes.
Oh, we're taking the steps, making the moves.
Taking a train.
And putting it all together.
Not at all.
Calling the shots, running the show, putting it all together. Side by side together.
Are there any of these where I should be like, should I sing what I think it sounds like? Just my best guess.
This is the one in the music video, Kristen, where Jem is, like, a spotlight comes on and Jem's doing this on the stage. And all the people...
Now I remember!
And all the people come out from behind her.
Is it the Running Man one?
Yes, the Running Man one.
Yes!
I'm sorry, I can't just say doing this.
Yeah, I think the visuals probably stuck with me more than the music in that case then.
Yeah. But I like Putting It All Together. It's Starbright Part 3, Starbright in general, all have pretty good songs.
They're fine.
Throughout. Obviously, Welcome to the Jungle also in this episode did not like it.
No one asked.
And, no, People Who Care is the last... No, I'm sorry. This episode sucks for songs, because I don't like People Who Care at all. Spoiler alert, not from 34 downward. Number 34, Kristen.
Ew.
From Broadway Magic.
No.
From Midsummer Night's Madness.
Hey.
Can't Get My Love Together.
I like it better in Midsummer Night's Madness because Jerrica's insane and that's why she's singing it.
Because Jerrica and Jem, in Jerrica's mind, are dressed as gladiators respectively and literally fighting a war on two different fronts and they're literally fighting each other.
Yeah, and then in Broadway Magic, Jem's like, this is my audition song.
But it makes Stormer cry.
Oh, that's because Stormer's a pussy. That's just true.
Damn it, I thought you were going to go with Stormer's a baby.
Nope.
So, yeah, it is a ballad, and we have derided ballads previously.
Me specifically.
I was on the train with you as well. I took that train with you.
Will you stop talking about trains, Joe?
Bumblebee, Teeth.
Stop it! I want to point out really quick, I know this probably won't get really brought up in the actual Transformers episodes. I am the one who came up with the phrase Bumble Teeth.
Yeah,
and you just sniped it in the middle of the podcast.
That's true.
Bumble Teeth.
Kristen, and believe me, I steal shit from you all the time.
I know!
Don't give it to me then. Leave it for the podcast.
Stop talking to your brother.
Next up, Kristen, from Renaissance Woman. Number 33.
Here, Joe. Why wasn't this in your top 10? To the Rescue.
To the Rescue is a good song. I'm sure you looked at my top 10, Kristen. You know that there's shit that I just cannot push out. And To the Rescue, while a very good song, a surprise even.
Well, here's the thing, Joe.
Yes.
Because we agree on what the best songs in Gem are is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I made my top 10 list, spoiler alert, is I took your list, copy-pasted it, and took out the shit I didn't want in there. And then these highlighted songs are on my list.
Oh, so the things that you've asked so far, why is this not in your top 10?
It's somewhere on mine. There you go. So Renaissance Woman is a great episode.
Looking back on it, it is an episode that can be carried on insanity of the situation of dance.
This is also the one where they act like they've never been to England before, right? That's just an extra layer of what.
And the part that I forgot where they cast of Amontillado, a guy.
Yeah! No, I think that was probably actually Brit Rock, where they didn't realize they'd been to England, but still. Either way.
Within 2 episodes.
They're very close to each other.
And Morvania had to have been Eastern Europe at the very least, so...
And there's a Robin Hood thing. And Rio is just there for some reason.
And they're not in the past, either.
Nope. Or are they?
Whoa!
A decent amount of people get stuff to do in this episode, too. With, 5 side characters. I would say they did, a good allocation of resources.
I mean, they give a little bit of time to just make it so Rhea's really good at archery.
There you go. Weird. What do we know about Ahhh?
Is that going to come up every time we're just like, hey, we learned this about this character? I'm like, cool, when are we going to learn something about Ahhh?
What's Ahh's mom's name? Ahhh.
Yeah. She's Ahhh Leith II.
Her mom is? So Ahh's Ahhh Leith III?
Oh, of course, yes. That's how that works in Japan, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
/ China.
Leith Ahhh. Chan. To the Rescue is just a fucking slammer of a song.
And I like that there's a lot of sword fighting in it.
Yeah, it's just funky to listen to.
Number 32, Kristen, from the band's Break Up. The first combo song on here, I believe. And combo songs are very hit or miss.
Yes.
Although I have warmed on Click Clash. It is not in the top 50, but that was one where before the series started, I was just like, this song fucking sucks!
I feel like the Hologram Misfit combination songs, Bad Influence is as good as it gets for me.
It works better when they're singing the same song.
Weird! Instead of just slamming 2 different songs together, that's strange.
Which Bad Influence is exactly that. It is Jem and Pizzazz taking turns on the same song.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but you got all the fun parading around on the stage and things like that. Jem wearing the racist racing suit with the boa.
That classic look. Does it make it better if you imagine that racing suit is shiny or actually sequined?
No, I like it to just be flat
linen gray.
Matte gray. Make it look as gross as possible.
So, Joe, does this go along with the logic that we feel like we have of Bad Influence? We're here and Jem and the Misfits sing basically the same thing.
Yes.
There ain't nobody better, and there's a melody playing.
Mm-hmm.
We determined There Ain't Nobody Better is better.
Is better, yes.
Do you think the bad influence where it's just pizzazz being your mom and being upset at the decisions you made would be even better?
I think it's equal. I think that both, if there was just...
I like that way of looking at it.
If there was just a holograms version, if there was just a Misfits version, it would be basically the same. The fact that it's together may bump it up a little bit, but I think that you don't lose anything if it's only by one of the bands.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of looking at it.
Number 31, Kristen, from A Change of Heart. Are You Feeling Alright?
This is another one where I'm like, yeah, it's kind of funky. Not one of my favorites, though. It definitely... Our list of favorite singer songs is so different.
Like, it's basically backwards.
Yeah.
Are You Feeling Alright is great. Again, there's a lot of fun music video things in there.
Here's the thing. A Change of Heart is an amazing episode. There's a whole song dedicated to them telling Mace to go kill herself because she got too nice.
A Change of Heart could potentially be my favorite episode of the series.
I think I said it was mine, didn't I?
I believe you did. But just the things in that shot of Minx's face zoomed in through the crystal ball is something that I use a lot just as it's an icon that I use somewhere. I can't remember where, but I use that image. There's the things of her being like hooked up to the thing that like Riot and Rapture can see her thoughts, and it's things like "Have a nice day,"
and they're like, "Ugh, what?"
Riot has weird sexy lips in it too for some reason.
He just has weird sexy lips to it. That's just true.
Most of the time, yes.
They dedicated an entire song to being like Minx.
The fuck?
What the hell? So I appreciate the absolute gall of this song.
Kristen, we are going right back to the band's breakup for number 30.
I'm Okay is not in your top 10, Joe. What the fuck is up with that?
I'm Okay is great. It is wonderful.
Is it maybe the most melodically perfect little snippet of every song?
Partial problem, Kristen.
What?
Is the fact that through the episode...
Are you going to say they played it too many times?
No.
Okay.
No. Your assessment of I'm Okay, where it sounds like the song at the end of a commercial for a mall.
Yes! Because everything's okay at the mall, Joe!
Where there's just like, hey, come on down to Nordstrom. for
We're having a sale. I'm okay.
That doesn't ruin it, obviously.
There needs to be, like, chimes, too. Wind chimes.
And one thing to note, Kristen, that I don't think we talked about enough, because you know me. I'm a stand for the Limp Lizards. The Limp Lizards are...
You're their only fan.
The Limp Lizards are playing the instruments for I'm Okay.
Do you think they got any, like, studio credits for that?
I wish. I
don't think so.
That would be great. Little things with the Limp Lizards, like showing up in the second Out of My Way.
Lindsay's Beach Bash.
At Lindsay's fucking cocaine beach. And, like, at the party in Riot's Hope, too. Yeah. They're just in the background.
I guess, can we just tell ourselves the Limp Lizards must be doing pretty good for themselves?
They're okay.
That's Joe. That song gave them the courage.
There we go.
Didn't you say? Wait, I'm pretty sure Band's breakup. Wasn't that the first time the Limp Lizards showed back up in a really long time?
Like after the first episode, I'm pretty sure
they were at this club where someone saw two members from more famous bands and were like, "Can you please play something?" And they were like, "Okay."
The Limp Lizards didn't seem like they minded playing backup for these famous rock stars.
No, that's because the Limp Lizards have hearts of gold.
They are the true heroes of Gem and the Holograms, unsung, literally unsung, because we never hear them speak.
Yep, they got a brand deal with a mall out of it, though, so it's okay.
They're okay.
They're okay. It's okay! Wow. Number 29, we have Who Is She Anyway? Misfits, obviously, from Broadway Magic and The Fan.
Yes.
It's so good in The Fan!
I get thrown off in the music video from The Fan, which again also shows one of my favorite images of Pizzazz in front of the wall of monitors with Jem like on it.
Now she's tormenting images of Jem.
There's the confusing moment, however, because the fake holograms are in the music video there, where I think it's either Pizzazz or Roxy or somebody grabs Shayna, and the wig that the Shayna actress is wearing falls off.
So if you see that, perhaps devoid of context,
yes.
You're like, why does she not have a wig on?
Does she have a hair helmet?
What? That's strange. Here, I think I can't argue with you very much about Who Is She Anyway, because I feel like I expected at some point the shine on the apple that is The Fan to wear off, and never does.
No.
It really doesn't. Why is it fun when people gaslight each other in cartoons? What is up with that? Is that a problem that I have?
It might be just something to where as you're viewing it as an outside party and you're just like, yes!
Yeah!
That's fucked up!
I have gotten a verbal take of when I'm excited about something, I go like, more! And I feel that way about the fan. Just crazier. Let's make it crazier. That and Midsummer Night's Madness.
Less Yakko Warner, though. That guy can go eat a dick.
Yeah, I think there's a reason he didn't show back up. Him and, the artist man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get the, I was trying to view that guy in my mind, and I'm pretty sure I got the artist guy from Culture Clash.
How was his name? No, Prescott is his name.
Prescott's the guy in the fan, or Prescott's
the guy in the fan.
Okay.
I can't remember what the artist man's name is.
If you couldn't tell, Kristen, because I referred to him as Yakko Warner.
Yeah.
I could not remember.
Prescott's a rich guy named Joe.
Rob Paulson.
And it still reminds me of Nathan Prescott from Life is Strange, which is very different.
Very different from the fan, yes.
Yes.
Number 28, Kristen, from Journey Through Time. We're making it happen.
Okay, do you want to hear what I think We're Making It Happen might sound like?
Yes.
We're making it happen. Making it happen.
Almost, Kristen.
I feel like I got some words right.
This is the song that they do with Ben Tiller. Ben Tiller.
Oh! Now I remember.
It's got trumpets in it.
We're making it happen. I know what you're talking about now.
Okay.
Before I could not even tell you, but I know it's ragtime piano song.
I feel like you should have known from context of Journey Through Time where...
You know what, Joe? I should have, but I didn't.
Where the only other songs in there are Rock and Roll Is Forever and...
This is the one we used in that episode, too.
It is, because I like it a lot.
Oh, no, we also used the song
Rockin' Down Through Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give a shout out to that harpsichord again really quick.
God. But We're Making It Happen, I think, is very interesting in that it kind of hits the same sort of Misfits in Hawaii kind of note where it's a different...
Isn't it fun that
type of song?
Kimber went back in time and wrote that song for fucking Ben Stiller or whatever?
For Ben Stiller.
That's so cool that Kimber did that.
And she's just like, and hey, how about this too? It's something I like to call Magnum.
See, I was gonna say, listen, it's like Meet the Parents, but it's Meet the Fuckers.
Okay, so it's gonna be a movie where you play dodgeball, called Dodgeball.
Wow! Kimber wrote all of Ben Stiller's comedy movies. The fourth of her quadruple threats is her comedy skills.
Speaking of Ben Stiller.
Oh no.
Quick shout out here to a movie that I remember seeing the poster for and being like, they're making a fucking movie of that? Like a long form movie of that? Do you know what The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is? No. Alright.
Joe, I don't know what anything is.
It's a short story that I had to read in school. Okay?
Okay.
So, either way. There was a film version of it. It was short, whatever. It's about a guy who daydreams himself to be like a fucking adventurer or whatever. And they made a movie version of it with Ben Stiller in like 2013. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Cool.
It's a good movie.
I have a couple of short stories I read in school that just stick in my head. And I think, oh, that story. I don't know if you've had this experience. It's sometimes universal. You go, oh, that story where this happened, and your friends who lived in a different state than you and grew up in a different place than you go, I read that one. It's a little bit weird. Anyway, the only one I kept getting confused, Contents of a Dead Man's Pocket and Death of a Salesman. Death of a Salesman is a play.
I don't think I did those. You know what one I didn't like? I don't know if you
Our Town?
I liked Our Town.
I was supposed to read that for summer reading and didn't. I also didn't read Animal Farm for summer reading. I also didn't read East
of Eden?
Isn't that the anime? Eden of the East is the anime.
Yes.
I didn't read East of Eden either.
East of Eden is a John Steinbeck novel that's actually very good from what I remember. And then I watched the movie version of it.
I know it's like Cain and Abel's story, right?
Essentially, yes. There's also
I looked up the cliff notes for it.
There's a movie version with James Dean, one of like the 3 movies James Dean is in. And I was watching it, I was just like, I don't remember what the fuck is going on in this.
I think I remember there being a farm in that movie.
I liked this book.
In book? Question mark? I don't know.
Animal Farm is something I read twice.
It's about communism or something, right?
A communism allegory,
yeah,
essentially.
Okay. That's cool. Reading and English were the best classes for me in school.
And yet you never...
I grew up to be a bimbo, Joe.
Never bothered, just like...
Sometimes you write an entire essay about Huckleberry Finn not having read the book, and you get it back and the teacher's like, I know some of you didn't read this book, and you really just can't fake it like this. And she gives it to you, and you have over 90 points. And you go, I just did. And the teacher hears you by accident. And she looks at you and you think she's gonna kill you.
Too late, it's on the paper now, motherfucker.
I can't take it back. I have a college degree now. Fuck off. Year 27 Joe, this is Farewell by all dem bands from A Father Should Be How is that not on your top 10 if you're talking about songs that make you emotional?
Songs that make me cry. This Is Farewell is a song that...
This Is Farewell is the only Gem song that made me cry.
100% of the time when I listen to it will make me cry.
Mm-hmm. It is melodically a good song.
Yes.
It's the sort of thing where, like, I believe in happy endings or whatever. I feel like just song-wise, especially for little kids, it's just nice.
It is nice.
I feel like there's good sentiment in there. I don't have anything funny to say about this.
No.
Unless me crying at a children's cartoon is funny inherently.
It's very nice. The shot of Jem at the end just waving at the camera. I'm just like, oh no, it's all over!
Jem saying bye to me! And you know what? In general... It's nice that Bonnie got a happy ending when nothing else in this fucking series got resolved.
Kristen, again, as I've said during the A Father Should Be episode, Transformers is just going to end.
Yep.
Season 2 of Transformers does not end...
Oh no, I'm so invested in the character arcs so far.
Season 1 of Transformers does not end with Hollywood Gem. Season 2 of Transformers does not end with Glitter and Gold, or, something that seems like a natural end.
Transformers ends when Starscream dies and not a moment sooner.
Kristen, we have an entire other season after Starscream dies.
Yeah, do it yourself.
Number 26, Kristen, going right back to Journey Through Time. My favorite racist song, Rock and Roll Is Forever.
I don't get this one either.
I think Rock and Roll Is Forever is a fun song. I obviously don't like the version in Journey Through Time where they decide to give Ray a gigantic sombrero for no reason, flying on a Mexican flag. Along with, Aja dressed as a geisha flying on a Japanese flag when it's not confirmed what Asian descent she is!
When we're pretty sure she's Chinese.
When she says in Adventure in China, Journey Through China. Journey Through Tima.
No.
When she says, oh yeah, I gotta brush up on my...
I think it is Cantonese.
Cantonese?
Maybe. I listened to that episode recently so I could remember and I still fucking forget. Regardless.
That's why I like Rock and Roll Is Forever, just because...
It's not called Rock and Roll Forever, Joe.
Rock and Roll Is Forever, I did say
yes.
that. Thank you. Which, yeah, another one of those fun things where they don't necessarily say the title of the song during...
Which makes it confusing, but I do know how this one goes. Rock and roll forever, rock and roll forever. See, that's just my approach to all of these songs. It's just say the title over and over.
This is farewell, this is farewell.
At number 25, let's blow this town, let's blow this town.
From Father's Day, which is, I'm of the opinion that it's probably the best animated music video.
I agree with that.
Jen.
That definitely gives it some points, though I was thinking about this in retrospect, too. I don't totally get where you're coming from here, as far as how high it is. It's
fair enough.
Fine, but it didn't have quite as much of an impact on me.
Compared to other Misfits songs, it is one that I think can probably be exchanged with other Misfits songs on the list, possibly, moved a little bit further down on this. Let's Blow This Town, I think, does get a lot of points for being well animated and having things like
Does Pizzazz break a pool cue over her knee?
I was just about to mention that, yes.
Yeah. I remember that.
Things like that of her just like wanton destruction of the Misfits, to make another Rocko's Modern Life reference of like the bowling alley of just like the ball smashing into the lane, causing damage, just the entire place coming down.
Yep. And you know what, Joe? The Misfits fans fucking love it!
They won't call them the Misfits.
No, they won't. They know better. I guess I also am helped a little bit with Let's Blow This Town by the fact that it's just a song about them being bored hanging out with Clash.
Yeah. Mulberry. Sucks.
Ugh. Soda for Whips.
Number 24, Kristen, from the Battle of the Bands and Music is Magic, the song Music is Magic.
This might be my favorite episode title song.
You know what? You might be right there. I'd have to go back and actually, again, I haven't really looked at most of what's on here, but...
We prepared really well. Have we mentioned we're in the same room?
Oh, yeah, we haven't. I think you could tell, hopefully, at this point. Music is Magic, though, I am very much a fan of. It's got one of the high notes of the series.
That's the other thing. Britta Phillips in that high note.
Ooh.
Ooh. That is one of my favorite things in any Gem song.
The big problem with this, you want to talk about good, well-animated music videos. Both versions of Music is Magic look like garbage.
They have to, because otherwise they would be a sensory overload, Joe, because it sounds too good.
You might be right, because the one in the Battle of the Bands obviously is things going on, like Jem moving the microphone away from her mouth.
I'm singing. Can you hear me singing?
Things like Eric just grabbing the Rockin' Roadster, like somehow just stealing the Rockin' Roadster. Just doesn't look good. Music is Magic, the worst animated episode of the series potentially, other than maybe The Middle of Nowhere. Just all the shit I can't tell you. Kristen, I can't go over again. I like Paul Dini as a writer. I do. He gave the world Harley Quinn. Good for him. But what the fuck?
What a feather in his cap. Music is Magic is so goddamn bad. The song Music is Magic is the only thing that makes that episode even a little bit okay.
Remotely okay. Speaking of, I believe Abracadabra is like number 100 on my list.
Yeah, that song. I wish I liked that song more.
I wish I liked it.
Why couldn't it just be Abracadabra, I want to reach out and grab you?
Because I would hate it even more, Kristen.
No! There's no way it could be worse.
Speaking of, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that Abracadabra by the Steve Miller Band is the worst song ever, and I hate it almost as much as Uptown Girl by Billy
No! You knew what was going to happen when you said that, Joe. That's not fair. Number 23. Shut the fuck up. Stop talking. Stop putting up your finger. I'm talking. From Battle of the Bands and That Old Houdini Magic, She's Got the Power, which I think you for a while thought was one of your favorite songs.
I did. She's Got the Power is a song that I ranked very, very high among season 1 songs, among songs in general.
I mean, it's no Uptown Girl, let's be honest.
This was the song where I got mad at Astral for taking it.
Do you like Astral more now?
No.
I don't either.
But I'm not mad at her for taking the song.
We had an episode about a blue-haired lady.
It's not Asha.
It wasn't Asha, though.
She was a cotton candy hair lady, to be fair.
That's true. Her design was fine, I guess.
Her coat was too big.
I think it was a cape. That might be why you think that.
Her cape was too big.
If you say so.
Her caping up for magic.
I think that's the point of capes, but you know.
She's Got the Power, though. Synergy's song. Synergy gets a song.
When Synergy is dead for like 2 seconds, and then she's like, I'm fine! And then they sing a song about it.
This one, again, was one that looks like a music video where things happen in it of Synergy making a fire bow and arrow, and
she's just going, pew, 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 pew.
Yeah,
she's having her own robot fight.
Changing clothes.
With the world.
Synergy gets her own song. She's Got the Power is a very good song, but it has lost clout over time.
I thought you were going to say it's not special anymore.
It's not special anymore.
Ow!
Because Astral took it.
Rough! I'm fine with that. So for number 22, you have down here Lovesick, The Misfits from the Stingers Hit Town 2. Joe, this song still just makes me sad.
I believe I put Lovesick as my number 1 song in season 3.
I think so,
at the time, where that was, like, looking back on that, there are a few things where I underrate Glitter and Gold as a song, and I overrate Lovesick, just, completely different episodes, but either way. And I just go, why did I do that? Because, like, Lovesick is good. Lovesick is fine. It's a fine song. I'm just not
I don't know what it is I don't like about it.
I'm not as hot on it as I once was, and...
Well, okay, you know what I do know I like about it? Little clown girl pizzazz.
What I like about it is Rapture cutting the strings on the marionette and Pizzazz falling down slowly and looking like she died.
Joe! No, that's the bad part! It's terrible.
But it's so visually striking that it's great.
It's haunting is what it is. That's the word you're looking for.
Haunting is... Yeah, that works.
Number 21, we have one that I wanted to cover earlier until I saw it was the top 50. Congratulations by the Misfits from Starbright 2 and One Gem Too Many. Congratulations is funny.
Congratulations is a great... Kristen, I am so sad that in my Pokemon League, so often, there was a season... I don't play anymore. I'm just doing extracurricular things and being in charge of broadcasts and things like that. But when I played, I so desperately... I was in the championship the season before I retired air quotes, and I so desperately wanted to just, after winning, just post congratulations as a song, because there's nothing more that I want than congratulations to me.
Oh, I should have done that when we won the Masquerade at Anime Boston.
But then I lost the championship.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
You're on your fucking way out. So you still could have posted it and it would have worked. It would be a slam back at you.
In another context, yeah. But congratulations is a quintessential Misfits song, as we've called it.
And, surprise, surprise, feel like they are cut from the same cloth to me.
Yes.
Congratulations is just the better one.
Although, Kristen, I have a Misfits song at number 20 here that I believe is better than Congratulations.
Joe, I don't even remember how this one goes.
You don't remember We're Off and Running?
I remember the words.
From the Rock Fashion book. Kristen,
and, like, looking fucking stunning or something.
It's the Misfits taking pictures for their Misfits rock book.
And I appreciate the imagery very much.
Yes.
Again, talking about stuff that we mentioned while recording our episodes, the idea of them trying to take pictures on a roller coaster means that, like, Roxy got a black eye while they were trying to do their fashion book.
Again, just images that I'll just take from music videos. The one of...
Pizzazz's bear?
Pizzazz grabbing the bear from Stormer and Stormer being like, in the photo, as well as the picture of...
Pizzazz popping her ass.
Pizzazz popping her ass, and the thing of Pizzazz and Roxy, just like, both with cotton candy, turning towards the camera like,
Joe, I just realized something.
Yes.
I think I'm a visual learner. Because I remember images from pretty much all of these. We're off and running and something stunning. That's really all I have.
We're off and running and no one can stop us. We're off and running, nobody can top us.
Oh god, I can remember less than I thought I did.
Not just looking good, we're looking stunning.
There!
We're off and running.
That's how that goes. I have another similar situation for number 19. Perfect Match by the Stingers from the Stingers Hit Town. I couldn't sing a bar.
Kristen, someone as wonderful as you needs someone as wonderful as me.
Now that rings a bell. Except it's in Riot's dumb little monotone.
Yeah. Baby, can't you see we're a perfect match? Perfect match. Side by side.
Why is that so high on your list?
Unified, we make an ideal pair.
Explain yourself.
Where else can you find someone so good, so right, so rare?
Is the giant harp even in this music video?
Yeah, Kristen. Rapture and Minx slide down the fucking, like a fireman pole, the strings of the giant harp.
Okay, I like it a little bit more now. The giant harp is the only part of the Stingers Hit Town, besides the Stingers being assholes, that I liked at all.
That, I think Perfect Match has a lot of great imagery of Riot as, like, Romeo, and Riot as, like, an angel, and...
I know you're a fan of Angel Riot.
I did use it for the episode image, yes. I thought it was a funny-looking thing.
He's wearing, like, a baby angel outfit. Not even a sexy man angel one.
It also has Riot and Gem as sphinxes, and a Cleopatra Mark Anthony thing going on.
I remember we were talking about that because of some of the couples that they show. 2 of them end in death. So...
Well, Kristen, that's what you call,
kids don't know anything about shit?
That's what you call a bonus, I guess.
That's just a fun bonus for adults.
Yeah, this is a fun bonus for adults where it's just like, oh no, they're not a perfect match.
I was gonna say, do you think that's supposed to be subtext? Do we give the cartoon the credit of the word subtext?
I think that's the word that I wanted to go for, but I couldn't think of what it was.
That's okay, I understand.
Number 18, Kristen, also from The Fan, Nightmare.
I don't like Nightmare as much as you do, but man, do I appreciate what Nightmare brings to the table.
Nightmare has quite... Oh, no, I forgot. It's also in...
Drugs!
Alone Again.
Yeah!
And that time it's not as fun. Kristen, I really appreciate songs that have an intro.
Yeah.
There are some songs that the second time that they come around, the intro is just out.
Yeah.
Nightmare is one of them. There are 2 other instances...
I don't even remember what the intro sounds like.
There are 2 other instances later on in this list where there is not an intro, which, when first hearing it, that takes away from it. But I think that Nightmare also has some of the best imagery. It was number 1 in the Jim Tacuber, I believe, for me, of Season 2 songs.
That sounds right.
Which has changed, by the way. But Nightmare is... let me show you the background on my phone right now.
Oh yeah, let me see. Yeah, of course it's Gem falling through a black void. Obviously.
It's the image of Gem falling in, like, the black hole in that part of Nightmare. And it's layered, so it's a pattern. Mm-hmm. And... that's how much I like that image. And I think, Kristen, for, like, episode images for The Fan, I chose about 6 separate screen grabs from the Nightmare music video for
whoever got to do, like, the concept art. I know there was an actual concept
storyboards
art.
And things.
Yeah, they really got to do something cool, and that's great. Joe, really quick, can you tell everyone what my phone background is?
That is a cat with toast?
It's a cat touching toast.
That is a cat touching toast,
yeah.
Yes.
A cat likes toast.
Good to know. Toast cat.
I've been watching Cream Heroes a lot on YouTube. If you like cats, Cream Heroes is the best channel on YouTube.
I bought some toaster strudels. I'm going to fire some up after we finish up here, I think.
Cool.
You're welcome to have some.
I'm good, thank you.
Number 17, Kristen, from Beauty and the Rock promoter, Let Me Go. And you're looking at me like you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Let me think. I don't think it's the worst song in that episode.
Okay.
I feel that way.
All right.
That's kind of all I got to say.
I mean, Our Love Makes You Beautiful is bad. So...
Yes.
Let Me Go...
Do you like it because it's a story song? I'm doing air quotes again.
I like it because it's... Again,
because you're such a big fan of Red Johnny Mac.
Of course. It's got such a good beat to it, I think. And...
I guess it's the Gem song that sounds the most like it could be from an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
From a, like, very rock opera-y.
There we go.
It is.
Okay, we found the root of your madness.
We found, and I'm not even a big Andrew Lloyd Webber fan, Kristen.
No, we just like Jesus Christ Superstar and Just the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
But it sounds like something that you would find in there if they were making a rock opera version of Beauty and the Beast that included a larger giant turbine and an electric guitar in lieu of a rose.
Yeah, that sounds great. I totally get what you're talking about now.
But I like, it's a weird song, like we talk about in the episode too, the way that kind of the play is structured is very odd, because the song...
You mean it doesn't make sense?
Yes, because the song starts and It's Jem as Beauty ask, like, hey, I gotta go to tend to my father or whatever is happening in the story at that point. And the Beast being just kind of like, no, and then all of a sudden, yes. And then...
I think that is kind of how it happens, Joe. I won't claim to be an expert on any Disney movie, because I really don't care that much.
Any classic tale, Kristen, please. Remember, this came out before the Disney movie.
I'm sorry, yeah, Jem did inspire Walt Disney to write Beauty and the Beast.
But they're in love in the song. Like starting at the second verse of the song, they're basically just like, hey, I love you. And it's just like, what? Where did that come from?
Yeah, how does she fall in love with Weird Buffalo Joe? I don't know. We're not going to agree on this. Maybe we should just move on.
Number 16, Kristen.
I'm surprised this isn't higher for you.
I mean, 16's pretty high.
That's pretty high. I mean, Joe, I think I would have at one point said that the phrase Brimber is your favorite thing, maybe in the entire world.
Anything where I can put Kimber into a word. I don't know where the fuck that started.
You have brainworms.
I have brainworms, and Bride Kimber Brimber is one of those things that will stick with me forever. Tomorrow is my wedding day, by the way. I forget if we actually said it.
I think we did.
Is great, mostly because, again, just the version that I am used to listening to, which is essentially, like, with a lot of the scuttlebutt out of the way, things like, you know, the thing that really makes Tomorrow's My Wedding Day for me is the part after, like, basically where the song's over. And with that part where in the episode, all the holograms are going, good luck, Kimber, good luck. And there's like a fucking keyboard thing in the background going, dee-doo-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Like, listen, like, and it comes back in with, down the aisle I'm heading. I'm just like, oh, fuck, that's so good.
It's a triumph of, like, lyricism, sound design, and visuals. In the dumbest possible way.
You will never forget.
Kimber... It's an entire song about how Kimber's a goddamn idiot.
Kimber flying around on a carpet.
Yay!
Led by birds.
Like they have at weddings.
There's my guy, I got the ring.
Yeah.
He got the ring.
I got so many rings. I have so many rings.
I have so many rings. If I punch somebody.
It would hurt very bad. It was a punch to Stormer's heart. Number 15, Joe.
Yes.
How is this not in your top 10? Now.
Now is very good.
Stingers Hit Town 2.
Again, 15, it's not that far off, Kristen.
That's the last one I have is a complaint like that, okay?
Now is showing that, like, all the bands are doing different songs, but it still comes together very well, I think, as well.
And again, Joe, the Misfits running on the beach. They drop to their knees and they hold hands.
It's beautiful.
That is the most emotional scene we ever get from the Misfits.
From the Misfits ever.
They didn't have to be threatened with lamp murder to do that.
They know that they're friends, Chris. Deep down, they really care about each other.
You don't gotta tell me, Joe. You were preaching to the choir.
But other than that, you've also got the Stingers, like, Riot throwing his fucking jacket and things. Just like, we win! We did it!
I own a company now. Fuck you, Dad.
And the holograms being boring and being like, oh, Jem and Rio, they're... That's not as important. The Stingers and the Misfits are important.
Those are the best things for sure. So for number 14 here.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what I don't remember about You Can't Catch Me by the Misfits from Adventure in China. It is the melody. What I do remember, Joe, is that Stormer had a button on her keyboard that went...
Kristen, I will tell you straight up, a lot of reason that You Can't Catch Me is so high on this list is I am a fucking sucker for car crash noises and songs.
Car crash noises are the equivalent for me in making a comedy scene better by having someone pull a gun from out of frame. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Of course I got my gun.
Yeah, exactly.
So, You Can't Catch Me also includes such wonderful things as Pizzazz in her shitty clown outfit.
Yes. Sexy clown outfit.
Sexy clown outfit.
They play Monkey in the Middle with earrings, right?
Yes, that's essentially what happens in the song here. And just another image that I like a lot of as they're approaching Pizzazz at the Great Wall. Pizzazz has the earrings in one hand, like up, like fist clenched, her hand on her hip on the other one, just standing there like, come get him, motherfucker.
It's great because with them being as pointy as they are too, what I can imagine is a version of that where there's just blood going down her wrist and she's like, are you hardcore enough?
They're real rubies.
Real computer rubies.
Real computer rubies. But I think that, yeah, You Can't Catch Me has wonderful car crash noises in it. Lyricism is good in it. I think it's...
I like how they made all those people on that train uncomfortable. Fucking tourists.
Love it. It's great. Number 13, Kristen. From Hollywood Gem, Parts 1 and Parts 2 is Hey Look, It's Jem, Hollywood Gem.
Hollywood Gem goddamn rules.
Songs that were made for toy commercials are some of the best songs because they need to be. You need to have something that's...
They're literally just hooks but songs.
Yes.
And guess what? I love it. That's why I like pop music so much, Joe.
That's why all of the... Now, number 13 is the lowest that the Toy songs go. Mm-hmm. That should tell you right there. These are songs that need to grab people, and Hollywood Gem is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
They fucking got us.
We complained about Like a Dream being used twice within 3 episodes. We complain about...
I ain't mad about shit.
We complain about Music and Dance showing up twice in 1 episode. Hollywood Gem showing up twice...
It's weird you would mention Music and Dance. It's almost we're getting to dishonorable mentions.
Which, Music and Dance, not on the dishonorable mentions.
Yes, it is. I put it there. We'll talk about that in a second.
Number 12.
Joe, here is my 3rd type of highlighted thing on your list I have.
Uh-huh.
Joe, what the fuck? I don't understand why you like Gimme a Gimmick so much.
I love Gimme a Gimmick from the Gem Jam Part 2. There's so many things within Gimme a Gimmick visually that work for me. There's...
I guess?
I like the...
The song's bad.
I like the repetition in it. I like it. I do. I like the
sound a little bit like a hypocrite right now, Joe.
You know what? You may be right. I may be crazy. But it just may be a lunatic you're looking for, Kristen, because...
Shut up!
I fucking hate Billy Joel so much.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Take it up with him.
Take it up with Mr. Joel.
Yeah, leave me out of it.
Gimme a Gimmick is great.
How do you feel about Moving Out? Is that Billy Joel?
Yes, not a fan.
Wow!
I was for a while.
What did he do to you?
I'm fucking tired of it, Kristen.
I guess that's fair.
There's so many things that what I might have liked or listened to in high school, I'm just like, I don't want to fucking listen to this anymore.
That's fair. I have that, but my music was definitely embarrassing.
That's true.
Yeah, so now it's just like, oh, this isn't even good, so it's okay that I don't like it anymore. Catch me in 2019 still goddamn listening to American Idiot, though. That album holds up.
Number 11, Kristen. From the Music Awards Part 2.
2 things.
Yes.
Question mark? Is one of them.
Uh-huh.
Second, I do not remember how this goes.
Friend or Stranger, the last song from the Music Awards Part 2. Kristen, this is another one of those songs.
It's preachy.
Now when I listen to it, it will make me cry.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
There's something about the orphans all like coming together and hugging and shit, and everybody holding hands, swaying back and forth.
Oh my god. Is now a good time to mention, because I feel like I don't know if we ever actually touched on this while we were doing Gem as an entire podcast. Mm-hmm. We spent this entire podcast covering every single episode calling the foster girls orphans, and I'm pretty sure they never call them that once in the series.
That was something that I thought about.
We just decided all of their parents were dead and rolled with it.
Yes. That is correct.
And you know what? We can't take it back now.
Because technically, yes, we learned Randy James, the guy, Snake Eyes from fucking A Father Should Be, whatever that guy, Martin.
Martin
Martin Lawrence.
Randy, whatever, is the drummer.
Randy James is the drummer.
Max Weinberg.
Is Max Weinberg.
Yeah.
Martin.
Bonnie's dead.
The fact that he is alive means that Bonnie is not an orphan.
Yeah.
But it's a lot funnier in my mind
somehow, yes,
to call them orphans rather than foster girls.
Listen, the word orphan's funny. That's fine, you don't have to talk about it.
It evokes a certain thing with that just, it seems funnier to just call them orphans.
It's still also very funny to me in retrospect that Friend or Stranger was one of the Gem references that got into the movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Isn't that crazy? I would love to know whose decision that was.
I forgot about that. No, but just like...
I've been listening to the Gem soundtrack all day fucking every day, Joe.
But you listen to Friend or Stranger and just listen to it, just watch it, and
I probably won't, but I'll try and keep that in mind.
And I'm just saying, you could turn a stranger into a friend. I'm just like,
oh my god, you can. Again, for being a little bit preachy, not the worst message you can give to kids. I do sometimes try to think of it through that lens of like, is this a good message to give to kids? Because again, sometimes
Friend or Stranger, everybody needs a helping hand now and then.
Also, yeah, you can make friends with strangers, but be careful.
But don't. but try not to.
Have your parents around while that happens.
So, Kristen, before we get to the top 10 here,
yes,
I figure it is time to do my bottom 5, and I guess your bottom 5 as well.
I mostly agree with you. I don't think you hit all the ones that I agree with. At least I didn't feel the need to make my own list here.
/ dishonorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming in at number 147.
Yeah.
From Journey to Shangri-La, which all 3 songs have shown up now.
There we go.
Let the Music Play.
It's just a weird one, isn't it?
I don't like it at all.
I guess the animation is interesting, at least. It leans a little bit more toward that nightmare like, at least an artist got to do something.
When the song starts, now it automatically goes off on the wrong foot with me because animation-wise, Jem has her eyes closed and her makeup is not over her eyes all the way. It's kind of like around the sides of her eyes, but not over her eyelids, which makes it look really weird.
Interesting.
And in addition to Let the Music Play, we have talked about songs that are unique, that have their own kind of... Not any other songs like it.
This is a song about curing someone from poison with magic music.
Which is fucking weird.
Yes, it is.
So...
Man, this episode had too many plot points.
It was fucking weird.
Yeti. Colonialist. Roxy and Pizzazz almost dying from poison.
Immortality.
Sassy Shangri-La-ins.
Yeah, weird caricature door guy.
Pizzazz finding Shangri-La and then it disappearing on her.
The fucking weird Shangri-La village that they go to.
Yeah. They just have a little picnic. Who got them that picnic basket? They stole that music and they went home and they recorded a record with it. Do you want to talk about 148, Joe?
Yes, from Old Meets New / The Jazz Player, Jack Take a Hike.
I do not understand what you hate so much about this song.
Take a Hike, Jack. Kristen, we talk about it in Old Meets New, where...
And I still don't understand.
Where it is a song that is meant to be annoying.
And that's hilarious.
Which I get it.
Therefore, it rules.
I get it.
My logic is sound.
The problem is, it shows up again in The Jazz Player, and it is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it is not meant...
The Misfits know what works.
It is not meant to drive people out of their homes so a guy can buy them.
You know what I'm just noticing here, too?
Yes.
Because we're going to argue forever about this if we keep going. You know what kind of deserves a dishonorable mention? That is not on your list. Jazz Has.
I like Jazz Has.
But Joe, it's a fucking mess.
It's so stupid.
It's very dumb. The fact that when we were recording that episode, we came to the exact same verbal conclusion that it was stupid ? I think that really says a lot about how it's like, when you say something like that, do you really enjoy it? Do ya?
There's just a certain part of me that takes pleasure in the absurdity of Britta Phillips scatting.
And I guess I feel that way about Pizzazz trying to evacuate people from their homes.
Number 149, Kristen, which quite frankly, the three of these can basically be interchangeable because I really fucking hate Open a Book.
Don't tell me what to do!
That's the thing. You know me, Kristen, not a fan of books in general.
Nah!
I don't want Jem telling me that, again, good message for kids, I guess.
I guess, to be fair, at one point we liked books. Now we're like, I'm creative enough, I don't need any extra.
It's a little too in your goddamn face, even for kids, I think.
I think so, too. I feel like, you know who did this right, Joe? LeVar Burton.
He did. Take a look, it's in a book.
Just
A Reading Rainbow.
Reading's fun. Let's read together.
I don't think LeVar Burton did the song, but...
I'm just talking about the series in general.
Reading Rainbow in general.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the theme song.
I understand, okay.
Because when I was a little kid, I did like Reading Rainbow.
I don't remember ever watching it.
I did, definitely. Maybe you were a little bit too old for it. But, and then it's like all of the, like, public domain imagery.
Yeah.
Like, you know that book?
You know Huckleberry Finn? Huh?
They didn't do Huckleberry Finn.
Pretty sure they did. In there. Didn't they?
But there's racist stuff in that book. Why would they put that in the cartoon?
It's an American classic, Kristen.
I agree. But that seems like the kind of thing that would make them go, maybe not that one. Whatever. Romeo and Juliet.
I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong.
Is there
I feel like
fence painting thing? That's Tom Sawyer.
Maybe that was it. I feel like that there was something about painting a fence.
Do you remember when Tom Sawyer was one of the enemies in a Fairly Odd Parents episode? Because I didn't until just now.
I for some reason, my mind went to the Futurama thing of the big brain.
No.
As they're going in and out of the books, and what the fuck? Where can I watch Futurama again, huh?
You buy the DVDs, Joe.
Such a fucking disappointment.
150. So I hate this episode.
Video Wars, in general, is such a...
Okay, I guess I have a love-hate relationship with Video Wars, because you know what I love, Joe? Clash. You know what I hate? Video.
No, we talked about in Video Wars, Kristen, just how much bullshit there was that, like, led to the dominoes falling in the exact correct way for Clash's plan to fail, because she fucking doubled up! She got Tech Rat involved! Everybody was there to make sure this plan worked, and fucking virtuous-ass Video, old Vivian Virtuous Montgomery over here.
God just decided, no, I will help you, Vivian Montgomery.
You fucking nightmare woman, get out of here, Clash.
Clash got banished back to her realm by God, and that's the only reason she lost. And to end the episode with them being like, well, the Misfits hate Clash now, and Jem trying to be like, Clash, we got along really well when we didn't know it was you. what's up with that? And Clash being like, fuck you! And running away.
One of those days is the song, by the way, we didn't mention. Because, by the way, the last laugh is I believe it's in the bottom 10, but the last laugh fucking sucked.
The last laugh makes me angry.
Yeah, the last laugh is not necessarily a bad song, but in context, it's one of those things where it's just like Jem and the Hologram stooping to the level of the Misfits.
Again, that is something I do really have a big problem with. When there are villains in your series for kids, I think it's funny that the Misfits suck. Because you're not supposed to root for them. Yes. So just having them act irrational and annoying and mean is kind of funny.
Yes.
Because it's not realistic. So when the holograms get petty, I'm like, you're the ones who are supposed to set the example.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you doing?
I agree. And Kristen, the worst song in Jem that
Is this going to surprise anyone?
I believe we agree here. From Music is Magic, fuck off. Paul Dini did not write this song. I'm going to give him the old fuck off anyway. It could be you.
When we did the season 2 wrap-up, agreed.
Worst.
This was definitely the worst song in the entire series.
Worst song in
My
Jem.
feelings on that has not changed.
No. It could be you. Couldn't it? Couldn't it? It could be you, couldn't it? Couldn't it?
It's like a perfect storm of the animation was real bad.
Yes.
The song itself was terrible. All of these fucking extra characters that are annoying through the whole episode hang out there.
That's probably the worst part of Music is Magic, is that there are so many secondary characters that play a big role in the episode itself, and none of them are good.
I think it says a lot. Music is Magic might be the episode with the most side characters, and weird, it's one of my least favorite episodes.
You don't say.
Isn't that crazy?
So, Kristen, were there any other in the bottom 5 that you wanted to mention?
I have this really brief note here. Music and Dance is a bad fucking song, and they made us listen to it twice. That's another one if you want to talk about getting preachy.
East is East and West is West. Or some people say.
If we just got along, Joe, racism would be over.
Damn, I think Jem just ended racism.
Oh my god, she did! That's so cool how she did that back in the 80s.
Top 10, Kristen.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Joe.
Uh-huh.
We have the same top 2.
Okay.
Do you want to go to top 3? Do you want to go back and forth with that?
Yeah, let's go, because you wanna offer your top 10 as well. I'm perfectly fine with that, because
yes.
you did not have the time to rank 151 songs.
I'm busy, Joe. I have other hobbies besides list making.
My number 10 song, Kristen, is from Island of Deception and Rock and Roll Express. Much better on Island of Deception, of course. It takes a lot, / it takes a lot to survive. This is another one of those ones that is married by a good song and good imagery throughout of a bunch of fucking fire dancing around the Misfits. And where, again...
I remember liking it. It is not top 10 material for me, but I see where you're coming from.
It Takes a Lot is a song where the intro, like, it just starts in Rock and Roll Express. And I don't like it as much where in Island of Deception you have the instrumentation at the beginning and the fire going around the Misfits.
You know what I did like? How in Rock and Roll Express, Pizzazz tried to seduce that horse into helping them.
Wasn't there something also where somebody tried to murder a snake with a boulder?
That sounds right. I believe it.
Like somebody picked up a big rock, not like a...
This is how you do it!
Not like a super gigantic boulder, but something...
We're not talking Zelda power bracelet.
We're talking normal-ass rock.
Yes. So, on my top 10, as I said before, I've mentioned which ones I feel deserved spots, so some of these will be...
Retreads.
Interesting. Familiar to everyone. My number 10 is This Is Farewell.
Which is fine. That's something to where, like, much like how I put We're the Misfits in Hawaii at number 50 on my list.
Exactly. I had to just slam a jam it in there just to talk about it.
Just because it's a song that deserves it potentially more, just because of relevance more than content, I guess.
Yeah.
Still very good.
Yeah, it's very important. It's a good one.
Number 9 for me, Kristen, from Glitter and Gold. Also by the Misfits here, How Does It Feel? Which very much so is influenced by the fact that the cassette version of the song or whatever have you, the version that I usually listen to, has about 15 seconds. Because the version in Glitter and Gold itself starts from How Does It Feel to Be Pop? Like, starts right there. And
right after someone says how she feels.
As the result of that, the song is about 45 seconds long.
Yep.
Because in general, this is a short song normally, without the 15-second intro. But I feel like it's got all the right pieces of a Misfits song. It's got my potentially favorite image in Jem history of the bust of Pizzazz that explodes. That I really... Kristen, if you could find out how to 3D print me a bust of Pizzazz...
I'll look into that. I know some people.
I would be eternally grateful.
Cool. I'll start thinking about your birthday next year.
But How Does It Feel is, in my opinion... Glitter and Gold contains both very good, like very quintessential Misfits and hologram songs, and I feel like that is what How Does It Feel is.
Again, I will say I won't argue with you on this, but for me, I feel like How Does It Feel? I don't like as much of Queen of Rock and Roll, which is just a very similar concept.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about that.
Queen of Rock and Roll, not even in my top 50.
I know. That's why I've been talking about it. My number 9, I'm okay. Because of course it had to be on here.
Again, yeah, you're very much getting into just songs that need to be there.
It was because the band's breakup itself.
Because they're important.
Is formative.
Because the band's breaking up is important.
Yes. Because Kimber and Stormer.
To the characters.
Important. This episode influenced so much of what Jem is now as a comic. And I think that's fantastic because it tells you when people were little and they were watching this, they were like, wait a minute.
Those people are in love.
I think this is gay. Which is fantastic, and I'm glad that something like that existed. Also, that's another thing. It's dumb and silly. I'm Okay is just a nice song.
It is.
About being okay. And Stormer and Kimber's problems were not that big, but they were okay.
Number 8 for me, Kristen, is the only combination song, the highest ranking combination song here of It's Working Out / It's Doing Me In from Last Resorts, which includes so much wonderful imagery in it, so many...
It's part of that just imagery and episode, because I know Last Resorts, we determined, is not a fave.
Yes, even though I ranked it number 1 in the Kim Tacuber.
But it's still a fun one.
It's still a good episode, and I feel like...
A bear attacks Jerica and knocks her earring off of her head.
Berica.
But
I feel like It's Working Out, It's Doing Me In has wonderful, like, pastel workout uniforms. It's got the Misfits struggling and being like, bleh, the entire time.
I guess we can say maybe Ahhh's enjoying doing some fucking cardio here.
But I think that it's a song that, again, they're doing the same song, and it builds to an ending that is nice. And I feel like there needed to be more, like, if they were going to do combination songs, it had to take the same sort of elements.
Yeah, I personally think my preference goes towards your Bad Influence, just because context makes that song hilarious.
Yes.
But otherwise, I get where you're coming from. My number 8 now, Take It or Leave It.
Take It or Leave It, again, very good. Visual-wise, a lot of fun things happen in it, and I cannot argue.
And here's something interesting that you will probably guess. Not my top stinger song. There's still one more.
Speaking of, Kristen, my top stinger song at number 7 from Midsummer Night's Madness is Destiny.
That's my number 6. So we can just talk about this together.
Because Destiny is...
You know who I like, Joe? Rapture.
You know who I like, Kristen? Minx 2.
Yes. It was unexpected to me, upon reflection, knowing how much I like Midsummer Night's Madness and Jericho going goddamn crazy. How are Minx and Rapture still the best part of that episode? That says so much about the quality of that writing.
I love any opportunity for Rapture to be on her bullshit and do something that... We could not stop talking about how fucking stupid everybody in Italy was, Kristen.
Therefore, Rapture's actually a good person.
But Destiny, just the fact that it is a song that, yes, is led by Rapture.
I like the vocalist for Minx and Rapture better than Riot. So it just is a nice, funky girl song.
Yeah. I mean, Riot's in there too, and visuals are good in there as well. But Destiny, I believe, is a very good song.
It's another one. Based on what's happening in this episode, here's something. I'm a fortune teller. It's Destiny. And it doesn't feel weird.
Yes.
Because Rapture is a liar. Going back one step. Jealousy. 7.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
I don't know what it was about that song that captured my heart. Oh no, I just realized I haven't talked about I Got My Eye on You. They both hit very similar areas for me of, like, fresh in season 1 of Gem.
I Got My Eye on You is okay. I'm not a big fan.
I like it. And let me tell you, it is not because I'm a Craig Phillips fan. I'm an Ahhh fan.
My number 6, Kristen, speaking of toy commercial songs, from the episode Glitter and Gold. Oh, this is the best song named after an episode. It is Glitter and Gold.
It absolutely is. Again, I am constantly amazed at when we did Glitter and Gold. How we were like, yeah, that's a good song.
Kind of tepid on it, yeah.
When our reaction should have been, what the fuck? This is the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
This is a wonderful song that is... It's, again, when you're writing something for a toy commercial, and it's got to sound snappy. It's got
tonally perfect.
Totally perfect. It's got
and Britta Phillips going
Speaking of tonally, ooh, highest note in the series, I believe.
That sounds right. I absolutely love it. Oh man, GemCon was just this weekend too.
Oh, was it?
That's why I couldn't go, because I was on water slides.
It's no longer in the... Because wasn't it in Philadelphia a few years?
They moved what city it is.
Like all good
Yeah,
cons.
it was in upstate New York this year. We'll look next year.
Kristen, what is your I guess I gotta do number 6 because we learned that Destiny is your number 6.
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, my number 5.
Yes, whatever.
Whatever. From the day the music died, top of the charts by the Misfits, Kristen.
So since Pizzazz is our favorite character.
Yes.
Duh.
It's the Pizzazz Wins song.
Mm-hmm. I like seeing Pizzazz happy.
I like that it's almost all the bands coming together song as well, sort of. Just without it's with the backing vocals, kind of, yeah. It's got the lady who does Rapture and Minx's thing in there.
It shows like it almost feels like a alternate universe future, where you're like, what could have happened? Except it does for a while and they never talk about it again.
Not really. Pizzazz Glow, like that weird supergroup Misfits, like they made an entire album.
Mm-hmm. And they're at the top of the charts, and then they break up.
And that's it. That all the other
Where'd all the members of that huge band go?
All the other normal members are back together. There's nothing like interesting visually in the song, I don't think, really.
Just Pizzazz having fun.
Just Pizzazz having fun. There is her getting vaudeville caned out of a room, too, which is nice.
She would never let that happen.
And her, like, groveling on the ground and the holograms coming by at 50% opacity over her, which is also good.
I'm just, concept-wise, am a fan.
But this is definitely more song than music video, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So number 5 for me is Now.
Now is very good, of course.
Again, for all the reasons we've already discussed.
All right. So, speed it along here.
Yeah, absolutely.
To number 4, Kristen, from the first episode of Starbright. Who is he kissing?
I mean, yes. I understand why it's so high. I mean, because we have inherently different lists, obviously higher than I would put it.
Yes.
But it is a fun one, isn't it?
It is. This is, again, another great marriage of song and music video where I feel like there's a lot of great imagery.
And I feel it's very emblematic of the episodes the same way that a lot of the Starbright ones are, where you're just like, yeah, remember that. Remember Jealousy? Remember a few other really great songs?
There's so much in Who Is He Kissing that is basically will tell you about Jerrica's mindset for the entire series going forward.
It's the root of her madness.
Essentially, it's her just kind of going, am I not good enough? Am I not as good as my alter ego, basically?
Wait a minute, does my boyfriend like my hot alter ego more than me?
Essentially, and that's
how you get your mind all messed up. And by wearing earrings that radiate.
And that's the crux of Gem.
Yeah.
This song is Gem.
Jerrica's brain is broken.
Yes, and her brain is completely broken.
Yes.
What is your number 4?
Split right in half. My number 4 is To the Rescue from Renaissance Woman. Really listening to that again, I'm like, this song slams. Like, it's just good. It makes me happy.
It's a wonderful song, as we've said.
I don't mind Robin Hood Gem. Gem fighting with a sword. No more Princess Gem. Princess Gem love bird. Robin Hood Gem love fight.
Love sword.
Yeah! I'm into it.
Number 3, Kristen. A very, very, very wonderful song from In Stitches and Straight from the Heart. It depends on the mood I'm in.
You know what I think is interesting about how much you like that?
Yes.
I'm the fashion person.
Uh-huh.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I do fashion stuff.
That's correct.
I don't really care about any of the fashion songs. And it's totally cool that you do.
I was going to say, is that one of those things where the fashion thing's going on in there?
It feels like I'm just getting pelted with, like, vocab words.
Or else I'll wear my blue suede shoes and you'd be like, with that dress?
Really? You sure about that? And I'm watching over and over and over again Shayna drawing one figure on a huge piece of paper, and I'm like, that is just a bad use of resources, Shayna.
You gotta try to spread it out a little bit.
And she doesn't color the mini either. Need to have something. And she doesn't have the swatches on her.
What I think like the way that it's composed, it helps that both versions of the song have good music videos as well. But I think that just in general, it's got a sick-ass bass in it. It's funky. It's funky. Mm-hmm. It's a very good song, and it depends on the mood.
And I'm always glad for there to be a song that isn't just about love or Jerrica.
It's the solid bronze medalist.
So number 3 for me, our bronze medalist B, Glitter and Gold.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
When I was making my list, this is when I realized, oh yes, I can actually make a list because my heart feels very strongly about my top 3.
Glitter and Gold was at 6 for me, so it's not that much of a difference. Mm-hmm. And you said that 2 and 1 are both the same for us here,
yes,
which coincidentally happens to be 2 and 1 from the very first Kim Tacuber. So this is kind of, I mean,
Dark Horse season 1.
If people didn't notice, I mean, this is kind of how things were going to turn out. Number 2 on this list from Frame Up, which the other 2 songs in Frame Up fucking suck.
Oops.
Not a fan of them. Truly outrageous though. Toy commercial song, the fucking theme song of the series. Essentially.
More or less. Thematically, everything that Gem is, it's a mission statement.
Look at me in a different role, trying out a brand new part. But don't you worry, baby. You know I'll never have a change of heart. Whoa. Whoa.
Amazing vocals, again. Just riffing. Gem Hot Air Balloon. Anthony Julian on a Pegasus. Princess Gem Lovebird.
Kristen, there are so many things, like I believe I told you when watching the music video for this, this is one of those things where the even though there's like the crazy shit happening, the animation that happens in the song has that general episode 1 through 5 badness to it, where there's things where I'm noticed like, oh, that animation cell's not entirely at the bottom of the frame. Ooh, the horse's head disappears when it rears back while it's still completely in frame, which is weird.
I love that I have the simple mind of a child watching cartoons in the 80s, because Joe, I seriously almost never noticed this stuff.
Finding animation errors has become a hobby for me almost, I think.
You noticing wipes, also? It's the same thing.
But Truly Outrageous is the top holograms song as well.
Absolutely fantastic.
It's gotta be. And number 1, Kristen.
What else could it be?
From Starbright Part 1, Universal Appeal.
Universal Appeal might be one of the best songs ever written, Joe. I have a lot of strong feelings about Universal Appeal.
Universal Appeal is a wonderful song, coupled with a wonderful music video.
How sad they peaked in one of Starbright.
with amazing imagery, where, Kristen, between the both of us...
Great outfits!
Between the both of us, all 3 songs from Starbright Part 1 are in our top 10s.
There we go! God, the Starbright episodes were so good!
They really weren't, though.
Yes! They were!
The music was good in them, but there's
Isn't that what I said? That's what I meant. I meant the songs.
Oh, yeah. No. I thought you were just saying the episodes. I'm like, really?
The Starbright songs were very good.
The songs in Starbright Part 1 were very good. Starbright Part 2 had congratulations in it, and it had... It's a little bit of a... Whatever. I was going to say bell curve, but not really, because that implies that it starts bad. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, I think that's more accurate.
It's such a wonderful look.
It is. And Pizzazz looking like the moon.
In her mind's eye, she is the sky.
She's the sky.
All of them as constellations.
They're flying through space.
All of the wonderful...
Can we play out with Universal Appeal, Joe?
Of course we can play out with Universal Appeal, which I guess then, as celebration for the number 1 song that is agreed on by us both, and therefore we speak for the entire Gem community.
Absolutely. Because it's mostly... We're like 75% of it, I think.
That doesn't work out, Kristen. If there's 2 of us, how can it be 75%?
Because there are a few other people. As a unit, as a podcast, we are 75% of the Gem fandom.
Whatever.
Stop criticizing my bad math, Joe.
We're just gonna play Universal Appeal here.
There we go.
So that was the top 70-ish songs of Gem.
I wonder if that felt as long-winded to listen to as it did to speak.
I guess technically it's a good thing we started at 51, considering 43 seemed to have disappeared. So technically it is still the top 50.
There we go.
Now's the point in the evening where we'll list off all the fun contact things, where you can find us. You can follow us on the Twitter machine at CWTApod. You can follow me at Octopus, which is AWKTAPUS.
You can follow me on Twitter at FunnyGirlTM, like trademark, because I'm hilarious.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on SoundCloud, on Stitcher Radio, on YouTube even. Leave a rating, give a review, do whatever you feel like. You can also reach us, cwtapod@gmail.com, where you can tell us all about the best songs of Gem, and no other jokes here, Kristen. This is actually something we might want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to tweet at us, reach out. We've been doing a couple more shout-outs from emails and YouTube comments that we've been getting on our Transformers episodes. And if you haven't listened to those, Hey, listen, as someone who's a fan of Jem and not a fan of Transformers, I can tell you it's a fun time so far.
Good, I'm glad.
And check out my new podcast solo project, ASMR Relationships, the podcast equivalent of listening to gossip that has nothing to do with you. You can find a link in the episode notes. Follow it on Twitter at Reddit Gossip. Give it a listen. There is also a playlist on the CWTA Pod YouTube account.
And Kristen, after this little diversion, after 100 odd episodes and 4 soirees...
We'll find something to do with Jem again, right? At some point, I'm just going to upload me alone in my room reading my fan fiction.
It is back to regularly scheduled programming. Next time, we finish off the trilogy of the Ultimate Doom.
I'm interested to see how it ends. I haven't watched it yet.
See if Spike can overcome the crippling depression of having a bad dad.
I think he'll be okay. It's a children's cartoon.
So, Kristen, I think then after 100 episodes in the book for the Can We Talk About podcast, my name is Joe.
I'm Kristen.
And join us for episode 101, the final round of Doom.
I feel like I didn't get to talk about Starscream enough in this, but that's okay. Check's in the mail.